this video, we are going to connect to a VFD using the SoMove motor controller setup software. The software is installed and registered, and the DTM libraries for the equipment have been installed. So you need to make sure that you have all of that done prior to connecting to the drive. So what I will do is I will connect on the tools edit connection /scan box. It's going to bring up a communications configuration window, and over on the right hand side I'm going to click on advanced setting, the little settings wheel. It's going to open up a configuration box for the COM port. Now there's different modes of communication. In this case we're using a USB to serial converter. So basically we are using a serial line to connect to the drive. And what you will notice when you first run the software, you will notice probably a couple of different options for ports. In this case I only have one option, COM3, and on that communications port we have a TSX-C USB-RJ45, and that is the Schneider Electric cable that is connected to the drive. If you don't see that, you may have to unplug it and plug it in and start the software after you've plugged it in and pick it up, or you may have to go into Windows and look for it and find out where it is. Okay, but you have to see it. You have to see that cable attached. I'll click OK, and I'll scan network. It's going to look for the drive. The power must be on the drive, so the drive has to be energized in order for the software to pick it up through that cable. So we've found it. I'll click on connect down on the lower right hand side, connect to device. We'll get a warning, and you have to hit Alt and F on your keyboard. It is a legitimate warning that you are going to connect to the drive and take control of it. You can run the drive, you can operate the motor, you can auto tune. So you need to be aware of that fact. You need to be aware that there are hazards involved when connecting to live equipment with software. Now we're connected, and you'll notice that it says not synchronized, and then that will change to orange. So it was blue, now it's orange. We are synchronized with the drive. What does that mean? What it means is when I click on the parameters tab, and if I click on motor control, and if I change any one of these parameters, it will automatically change that parameter in the drive. Okay, so that's what that means when it says data are synchronized. It has a little symbol of a computer and a drive. Now what I'll do is I will reset the drive to the factory configuration. So up on the menu bar in the very top, if you click on device, and then you just move your mouse down to where it says factory settings, and I'll just go over to the right and hover over execute factory settings. I will click on that, and we have another warning. Now you may want to back up your data, but in this case we're just going to start from clean, just as if we received it in a box from the electrical supplier. So I'll click on OK, and we are reset to factory. And you'll notice that all the default values in this column under motor control match the current values. Okay, so you can just double check that if you feel the need. I'll save this, but I won't be able to save it until I disconnect, so I'll give this file a name. So I'll go up to disconnect, where my mouse is, disconnect from device, and I'll click save, and I'll just call it ATV12 COM test, and we have a file that we can work offline with now. So when you're in the blue bar mode, we'll call it, data are not synchronized. So you can make changes to it, but then you'll have to transfer those into the drive to make them stick. Okay, so that's connecting to the drive using the USB serial converter cable supplied by Schneider Electric. Okay, you have to have the software installed, registered, and you have to have the DTM library for that drive installed also.